The Lakes Lancers once again find themselves slicing through SPSL competition and are on a mission to make it to the Tacoma Dome for the 4th straight season and capture the school's first state title since 1997. Their opponents, the Peninsula Seahawks, are enjoying a dream season, thumping league rivals Gig Harbor en route to a perfect 4-0 record. There's no doubt the Seahawks are flying high. It's Peninsula versus Lakes on At the Game, fueled by G-Series. Welcome in, everybody, to At the Game, fueled by G-Series. Casey Littlejohn here in Lakewood, Washington at Harry E. Lang Stadium, where we have a good one for you tonight. It's the undefeated Lakes Lancers hosting the undefeated Peninsula Seahawks. Lakes coming in ranked number 2 in the MaxPreps rankings, Peninsula number 8. Lakes features a lot of team speed, a lot of Division I talent, just like a lot of past Dave Miller squads. And Peninsula has a fierce ground rushing attack. We will see which one wins out tonight. But before we get to those highlights, let's take a look at our players to watch for. Peninsula senior running back Danny Wellstad has been punishing opposing defenses this season. In just 4 games, he's averaging over 200 yards rushing and has amassed 16 touchdowns. There's no doubt he'll have to have a big game tonight if the Seahawks stand a chance. For Lakes, senior offensive lineman Zach Banner's listed at 6'9", 335 pounds, and he locks down the left side of the line of scrimmage for the Lancers. He's a national blue chip recruit with offers from about anybody and everybody in the nation. Aside from his clout on the football field, Banner also helped the Lancer basketball team bring home a state championship last spring. Before we get to the game action, Lakes standout running back Levante Littlejohn filled me in on the Lancers pregame ritual.
Levante Littlejohn, and I go to Lakes. Before the game, the day before, we all have a team dinner at our school as a team, and it just helps us have a bond and eat well.
First quarter action, Lakes goes for it on a 4th down in their own territory, and the Seahawks defense comes up with a big stop. And Peninsula gets on the scoreboard first with this Sam Shea field goal. Both defenses dominating the game in the early going as the offenses struggle to execute. But in the second quarter, the Lancers find something on the ground as it's Levante Littlejohn taking the rock all the way inside the 10-yard line. And it's Lakes who would score the game's first touchdown as Cedric Dozier slings it on the run and finds Keegan Love, who makes a nice grab in the end zone. So Lakes starting to feel comfortable as Littlejohn takes the sweep for a first down. The Lancers use 2 quarterbacks, and this time it's David Wood taking the snap and getting some yards up the middle. And number 27, Charles Hall Jr. does the dirty work around the goal line, making it 13-3 Lakes. And finally, Peninsula gets a big play on offense as Austin Filkins leaves it for Luke Plummer, who makes a nice catch in traffic. And then Filkins, this time with a nice little ball fake, drops it in between 2 Lakes defenders to Alex Waymiller, who does a good job concentrating to haul that one in. It's 13-10. And it looks like Lakes is forced to punt, but on 4th down, Mane Manea, who's heading to Colorado to play for the Buffaloes, gets the first down on a gutsy 4th down call. So Lakes working the 2-minute drill, and David Wood finds Sammy Long. And once again, it's the Wood to Long connection just before the half. Great job by Long to get his foot down in bounds. Lakes leads at halftime 19-10. Second half action, it's Danny Wellstad having a tough time finding space, but he pushes ahead for some yards on this carry. Peninsula looking to go to the short pass here, but it's read by Cedric Turner. Comes up with the INT and a change of possession. So Lakes with the ball back, and it's Wood buying a little time, and he finds Manea across the middle. Kind of a crazy play here as Manea comes across and takes the handoff for a big play. He ends up getting taken down by the main. Flag there ends up going against Lakes, as that's a legal tackle. And quarterback David Wood taking the quarterback keeper here, and he picks up a few yards for Lakes. But he doesn't have so much luck on this play as the Peninsula defense swarmed to the ball. Lakes finally gives themselves a little more breathing room here as Levante Littlejohn prances and dances his way in for 6. He finished with 141 yards rushing. Cedric Dozier comes in at quarterback, races to the corner. Number 7 helps put Lakes up 27-10. Game still not out of hand for the Seahawks though, and Wellstad helps drive Peninsula down the field. In the end, they have to settle for another Sam Shea field goal to cut it to 2 touchdowns. Now this play by Littlejohn doesn't gain a lot of yards, but it definitely showcases some of his ability. And Littlejohn behind Banner and the rest of that big offensive line muscles his way into the end zone once again. 33-13 Lakes. And Winslow Kwasi from Lakes gonna tie the ribbon on this one with the quarterback sack. So Lakes gonna come out on top in this battle of undefeateds. Cedric Dozier takes the ceremonious kneel, and Lakes wins it 33-13 over Peninsula. I caught up with Lakes standout Zach Banner.
Oh yeah, definitely. You see, we didn't come out and just smack Peninsula. We didn't go up 40-0 at the end of the first quarter. So, I mean, you could just tell that Peninsula's, a different team. That we showed our respect to them. They showed our respect to us, and we came out as the bigger guys today and the bigger team. So it looked real good. Yeah, my dad Ron, he just tells me, football is just like, a regular family. So you take care of your family's gonna take care of you. So that's a good mentality right there. I took 2 visits to one visit to Michigan, 1 visit to Oklahoma, and I got a Notre Dame, USC, and my last one I think is going to be UW. So I got 3 more, but then I think I'm gonna take unofficials to some other places. I'll make my announcement to the national media about my commitment day at the end of October and the beginning of November. So I'll let you guys know. I'll let MaxPreps know about my commitment day. I hope you guys can make it. So
Lakes comes out on top tonight in the battle of undefeateds over Peninsula. We'll be back here on the Gridiron later this month with a showdown in the Narrows League between Bellarmine Prep and Olympia. Check in with us then. I'm Casey Littlejohn, signing off for At the Game, fueled by G-Series.